Dirty dealings, corporate battles, consumer woes. This is Evening 5. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said Putrajaya is proposing to set the EPF contribution rates for foreign workers at a very minimal 2%, lower than the initially proposed 12% rate. Anwar noted concerns that the contribution rates for both employer and migrant employee will commence at 2% before being increased in phases. That will not be the case, he said, adding that the Cabinet had considered feedback from the Commerce Chamber's ACCCIM. Anwar, who is also the Finance Minister, added that the proposal will be discussed at the Cabinet level this week, with details to be announced by the Human Resources Ministry. Separately, Human Resources Minister Stephen Sim said the proposed 2% contribution rates for foreign workers will be matched by a 2% contribution from employers. He added that the government is drafting an amendment to the EPF Act 1991 to enable the implementation of this plan, and that the bill is expected to be tabled in Parliament during the current sitting. The proposal to extend the mandatory pension contribution to non-citizens was presented during the tabling of Budget 2025. Employers, however, had expressed their dissatisfaction over the idea, which they say is unnecessary and adds to their already considerable business costs. They said this, on top of the hike in minimum wage, would lead to a heavy financial burden on businesses, possibly threatening their ability to continue operating. AMMB Holdings and MetLife International Holdings have mutually agreed to axe the proposed disposal of their jointly owned insurance and takaful businesses to Great Eastern Holdings, a deal initially valued at about 1.12 billion ringgit. In a filing with Bursa Malaysia, AMMB said the three parties collectively decided to call off the sale of MetLife Insurance and MetLife Takaful to Great Eastern Life Assurance Malaysia and Great Eastern Takaful. The reason for the termination was not disclosed. AMMB's wholly owned AMMB Holdings holds 50% minus 1 share in MetLife Insurance and 50% plus 1 share in MetLife Takaful. MetLife owns the remaining stakes in both entities. The original plan was for the two businesses to be merged and integrated with Great Eastern's existing life assurance and takaful operations. The merger would also have included exclusive 20-year bank assurance and banker takaful agreements, ensuring the distribution of products through AMMB's network of banking subsidiaries across Malaysia. At today's close, AMMB shares were trading unchanged at RM5.64 with a market capitalization of 18.69 billion ringgit. Datuk Muhammad Azlan Abdullah has relinquished his role as non-independent and non-executive director from trustee manager Prolintas Managers. According to a burst filing by Prolintas Infra Business Trust, he stepped down due to personal commitments. Separately, Prolintas Managers has redesignated its CEO, Malik Parvez Ahmad Nazir Ahmad, as non-executive director. He will serve in the Trustee Managers Risk Nomination and Remuneration Committee. Pending the appointment of a new CEO, Prolintas Managers said the interim executive management team, led by its non-executive chairman, Dato' Iqmal Hijaz Hashim, would remain effective to ensure the stewardship of Prolintas Infra Business Trust will continue smoothly. According to Prolintas' website, Muhammad Azlan held the role of Group CEO of Prolintas Group of Companies. Last month, the MACC charged two other Prolintas officials, namely Chief Operating Officer Rostam Shahrif Tami and Project Manager Zarul Nizam Rohani, for graft offences. Both claimed trial to their respective charges. Last week, Prolintas Managers distanced itself from the graft cases and clarified that the two individuals are not related to the operations of the business trust. Units in Prolintas ended 1% higher at 97 sen, valuing the trust at 1.07 billion ringgit. The downstream arm of SD Guthrie acquired a 48% stake in Netherlands-based Marvesa Supply Chain Services for €54 million or 250 million ringgit from Dutch private equity firm Parcom. The deal is aimed at enhancing the capabilities of SD Guthrie International in supplying oils and fats to the strategic European animal feed and biofuel industries, and aligns with its long-term strategy to integrate its value chain and expand its footprint in key markets. The remaining 52% stake in Marvesa is held by BGR Bahir, which is owned by Marvesa's executive management. According to SD Guthrie's press release, Marvesa is a well-established name in the European market, specializing in the sourcing, blending and distribution of oils and fats to the animal feed and biofuel industries. Its refinery in Zwijndrecht of the Netherlands has a capacity of 300,000 metric tons annually and serves customers in 11 countries. Aquaria Group, the owner and operator of Aquaria KLCC, is seeking to list on the ACE market of Bursa Malaysia. This confirms a report by the Edge Malaysia Weekly last June. The IPO will involve issuance of 368.6 million new shares, representing 20% of its enlarged share capital. On top of that, Aquaria, which is controlled by entrepreneur Datuk Simon Fong, is also planning an offer for sale of 368.6 million existing shares by way of private placement to selected investors. Post-IPO, Fong will remain as the largest shareholder, with an indirect interest of 50.3%. Aquaria KLCC aside, the group owns and operates Aquaria Phuket and holds a 40% stake in Jakarta Aquarium and Safari. According to the draft prospectus, Aquaria intends to utilize the IPO proceeds to finance its capital expenditure to upgrade and develop new attractions, including a new oceanarium in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, and a new aquarium in Java, Indonesia.